All right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is Free Flow Friday, as named by Nan some time ago. I'm grateful for Free Flow Fridays because I get to be a little looser. So, anyway, this is the 11th day of March, which is significant to me, as you'll find out in a minute. So, this is the 11th day of March. This is a milestone day. This is the 50th episode of season 3. Wow. It's a double milestone day. This is the 50th episode of season 3 and the 200th episode overall of the Be Your Own Hero show. I've been doing this for 200 episodes. That is crazy. Give or take, I might have missed a day, but according to my calculations, today is day 200. So that's pretty exciting. And I just got to figure out what the exact day I started was so I could figure out when my anniversary is. Anyway, so 200th day. And this is the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. It's a reciprocal action. Try it. That said, I'm your host. I'm Sekou Wrights. I'm a professional creative and the creator of what we're now calling the Hero Ministry movement, and that's my effort to uplift and inspire the unhoused community in general, and well, the unhoused community in specific and people in general. And shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and the opportunity to have this platform to talk about my journey of becoming my own hero. You can also make a donation to New Thought Media Network. I haven't done that in a while. You can make a donation to New Thought Media Network. It is a 501c3 nonprofit. So you can get your tax deductible. You can get your tax deduction from your donation to the New Thought Media Network. You can donate to them at in as in Nancy, T as in Tom, media.org. All right, so shout out to New Thought Media Network. And quick disclaimer, I'm not a personal trainer nor am I a financial advisor, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence. Join me here Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:45 a.m. Central. I'm currently in Central Time. And if this show provides any value, please like, please comment, and mostly please share. You can find more information in the show notes, which is just below the show, depending upon where you're watching, about how to donate, how to get involved, other stuff like that. All right, so season 3 is the season of doing. So we're all about doing, trying to make some things happen. So let's talk about doing. But before I do that, let me just check in the comments, see who's watching live. My mouse is crazy. Oh, happy Friday, Danielle. Thanks for checking in. Can I show it? There we go. Happy Friday, Linda. Happy Friday, Tim. No more dad's coffee. No more dad's coffee. And happy Friday, Gladys. Thanks for checking in. I don't know what's happening with my interface today, so I'm just going to be gentle with it. All right, so that said, let's get into the run report. As you know, if you've been watching the show, I've been playing them recently. Instead of referring you over to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, I've been just playing them here. I think it just finished loading everywhere, right? Yes, it just finished loading everywhere. But I'm going to play it here, and that'll give you quite a bit of an update. So here we go. Let me add this and take myself out, and let's watch the run report together.
All right, run streak day 284. Run streak day 284. I'm not going to say too much because I'm going to play this video right after this from halfway through my run. But I've been running every day, at least a mile a day, for now 284 days in a row. I take no days off. And almost 100% of my runs have been outdoors in the elements, no matter what the elements are that day. So that's what I'm doing. I started on June 1st of 2021, and I'm still going. Goal now is day 365, and I've got less than 90 days to get there. So let's go. Watch the video later. Okay, I haven't quite finished my run yet, but I wanted to show you Fisk University's Little Theater. That's the white building across the street behind me. We will be there tonight in person. Also, there's a live stream, so you can watch the live stream from the comfort of your home. But there it is, Fisk Little Theater, right there at the corner of Albion and DB Todd Boulevard in Nashville, Tennessee. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my play is debuting. The remix of my play, version 2.0, is debuting tonight at Fisk Little Theater, as directed by Persephone Felder-Fintress, who is a phenomenal actress and director. So I can't wait to see what she's come up with. I haven't seen it yet, so I'll be seeing it for the first time tonight. Anyway, check it out. We'll be there tonight, or I'll see you either in this building or on live stream. All right, let me finish my run. Later. Okay, one more video. This is an in-car video. I am in the Nissan Armada 2021. Shout out to Nissan for providing me with this vehicle. I am going to be rolling to my debut of my play in style, thanks to Nissan. Take a look at this thing. Big body vehicle with the wood grain, leather seats, looking fancy. I'm gonna be fancy tonight, y'all. I'm gonna be fancy. All right, later. All right, run streak day 284. Run streak day.
Okay, so as you saw, I ran to Fisk, to and from Fisk today, just so that I could show the little theater behind me. That was fun for me. And as you see, there's a lot going on. We'll be at Fisk tonight, live. We'll also be doing the live stream for those of you that want to watch at home. And I'll be rolling in style thanks to Nissan. The Armada is their biggest SUV, so I've got a big SUV that I'll be driving there tonight in style. Very cool. Shout out to Nissan. Shout out to Fisk. Shout out to Persephone Felder-Fintress for directing this new iteration of my play. Shout out to Fisk Stagecrafters for bringing my play to life again. All right, so that said, we're going to stay there for a minute because I want to make sure everybody is clear on how to see it. So I'm going to put this up first. This is the flyer I was trying to show yesterday. I made it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Oh, that's funny. You see Barney on the other side? There's Barney right there. Anyway, so this is a bigger flyer. Hopefully you can read it. Basically, it says that the play is happening tonight. It's being presented by a theater appreciation class at Fisk University. It's got the dates. It's tonight, March 11th, and tomorrow night, March 12th. Doors open at 6:30 for those who are coming in person, and the curtain is at 7 p.m. And there is a live stream. So let me explain the live stream situation. Live stream situation. Let me come back on camera for a second. So the live stream situation is thanks to New Thought Media Network. Shout out to New Thought Media Network for coming in the clutch and providing us with the stream. That said, there is another event happening on New Thought Media Network. So this is important. If you want to watch the stream, if you want to watch my play here where you're watching now, you must be on either my channel or Rev Melissa's channel. So you've got to be on my Facebook page or Rev Melissa's Facebook page, or my YouTube page or Rev Melissa's YouTube page, because the other streams are going to be dedicated to the New Thought Media Network event. So that only applies to people that watch this stream, watch my show on a different stream. So what that means is you go to Facebook and you search for Sekou Writes page and watch it there. Or you go to YouTube and search for Sekou Writes and watch it on my YouTube channel. So it's relatively simple, especially if you've been watching on a regular basis. It just means you have to watch this stream in a different place. You just have to be mindful of where you're watching it. It won't be on New Thought Media Network channels or any of the other associated channels for New Thought Media Network. It has to be on my page, my pages, or Rev Melissa's pages. All right. If that doesn't make sense, put it in the chat, because I want to make sure that you got this. So you can watch the stream right here as long as you're watching my channels or Rev Melissa's channels. Okay, that also said, on my social media, Facebook and Instagram, I put a direct link to the live stream in my bio. So for those of you who are social media savvy, you can go to either Facebook or to Instagram. You can just click the link in my body. It will be the direct link. Now, obviously, nothing will be happening there until 6:45 or so Central Time. So what I'm going to do at 6:45 to somewhere between 6:45 and 7, I'm going to start the stream, right? So you'll just see us milling around in the theater getting set up, right? You'll be a part of that experience. It'll be like you're in the theater waiting. You actually will be in the theater waiting for something to get started. So I'd rather do that and just have it running so that I don't have to worry about missing it, right? So I'm just going to start it early, around 6:45, and it'll just play. Now, I'm saying around 6:45. Like, don't come on at 6:45 and throw your hands up because nothing's happening. Like, understand that I'm in the space. I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. I will press play before 7, guaranteed, right? So that will start the live stream, and then you'll be able to see it. Wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to see it on Facebook or on what did I just say? Or on YouTube. Okay. So all that said, if any of that is confusing, I'm also, if I can get my mouse to work, I'm also putting a hyperlink right here on the page. This is a hyperlink. So you go to a browser and type www.bit.ly/BBM Remixed. That's Brown Boy Mad Remixed. So probably that's the least appealing of the things I've said thus far, right? Because it's not very user friendly. But that said, this is the link that's already placed in my bio for Instagram and on Facebook. All right. So I hope all of that was clear. If you're coming in person, doors open at 6:30. If you're watching the stream, I will activate the stream around 6:45, and you can just watch from the comfort of your home. Just make sure you're watching on my channels or Rev Melissa's channels. There we go. Thanks again to New Thought Media Network for coming in the clutch and making the streams available. Okay, so that said, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what's going on. I've been hearing these stories. Professor Fintress has been telling me little bits of stories from behind the scenes. So just in case anyone doesn't make it, I'm going to tell a couple quick stories. She said that one of the students who is familiar with my work from before, when I was doing work at FISC earlier, has been popping in to watch the rehearsals, even though she's not in the show, and saying that, oh, wow, Mr. Sekou can really write. So that's been cool. And also, 2 of the students who were involved in the previous iteration of Brown Boy Mad have returned, but in different capacities, or maybe 3 of them. So one of them's working backstage. Another one is manning the camera. So we're going to record this for posterity. And another one has become, he was the understudy before and has become like the lead actor this time or something. I don't even know all the particulars, but I'm very excited about it. Oh, and also I'm excited that I've got somebody flying in to see the play. That's pretty cool. My friend Fee King from Baltimore is flying in to check it out. I feel like this is a guilt trip because I haven't seen her play yet. I think this is a guilt trip play. But regardless, I'm very excited about that people come in from other places. Someone flew in from Atlanta last time. Yeah, so anyway, I guess I'm creating a trend. All right, so very excited about tonight. I hope to see you in person or hope to see you on the live stream. And yeah, hope you enjoy the play. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about it. Okay, so settling down, we talked about the run streak. I showed you the run report, rather, and we talked about how to watch Brown Boy Mad tonight. And, oh, by the way, I don't know if I've said this, but it's a autobiographical play that was created in the tradition of For Color Girls. So For Color Girls is kind of like an anthology of different works, of different poems. And my play works in much the same way. There are a number of different pieces. Most of them are spoken word. Some of them are monologues, and they're all spliced together. So very similar to For Color Girls. So check it out. All right, so let's. Oh, and before I forget, because this is Friday, tomorrow I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky, to do a hero hoodie drop. So let me find that flyer. Here's the flyer for the Zetas in Louisville, Kentucky. Tomorrow is their Zeta Image Awards in Louisville. I'll be taking this big, sexy Nissan Armada vehicle to Louisville to do a hero hoodie. I'm calling it a drop, even though it's a different kind of event. Like, this is the first of its kind. We're doing hero hoodies along with the Zetas at this event. So I don't even know exactly what we're doing or how it's going to play itself out, but I'm very excited to have this extra layer of involvement from the Zetas and my Louisville hero ambassador, Jacinta. So shout out to Jacinta for making the arrangements. She is a member of the Zetas, and I'm excited about whatever this is going to turn out to be. So it's going to be a big weekend for me. So I've got the play tonight, and then the Zetas tomorrow, and then the play again tomorrow night. And I'm trying to make it all happen, trying to be there physically for all the things thanks to Nissan. Okay, taking a breath and moving on to the envelope challenge. Envelope challenge. So as you know, if you've been watching the show, the point here is to generate a fund for you to use for investing. Because the biggest excuse that people give about not being able to invest, myself included, is not having the money to invest. And that's how we're circumventing that, by creating this separate account that we move a little bit of money into every day, and that becomes the money that we use for investing. So the little bit of money for today, we're about to find out what the amount is. It's always a number between 1 and 6 because I use this die. Here we go. Game show roll. $3. Number is 3, so $3. So transfer $3 from your checking over into a new savings account, pristine. Hopefully you've done this already. Hopefully it's not brand new check savings account. Hopefully you've been following along with this. But if you're just now tuning into the show and you're just now hearing about the envelope challenge, create a new savings account and use it specifically to move money into to invest. Don't use it for any other purpose. You want to stack that money up to whatever amount you predetermine. And once it hits that amount, shuffle it over to an investment. All right, so that's where we are. Moving on from the envelope challenge. So the morning Zen today for me was a different book that I think I've talked about this before, but this book is called Tell Yourself a Better Lie. Tell Yourself a Better Lie. So it's written by this psychologist, and the premise is pretty obvious by the title, that we're all making up stories about our lives and the interactions that we're having with other people constantly. And we don't consider them lies. We consider them the truth. But they're lies in that our past experiences, our perspective shapes what happened, shapes what happens. So it takes me back to that quote that we've probably all heard. We do not see things the way they are. We see things the way we are. One more time. We do not see things the way they are. We see things the way we are. And it happens so fast that we're not even aware of it. And so we think that we're seeing things perfectly, but that is not the case. If you study neuroscience, it'll even further reinforce the fact that that is not the case. As soon as something happens, our mind starts adding things to it, layering things on it, onto our perception of the event. So it makes it very difficult to have a pristine, clear memory of what happens. Anyway, this quote from Tell Yourself a Better Lie reminds me of that, of what I just said. Here we go. The point is not to verify our memory's exact truthfulness, but rather to accept that the emotions triggered by those memories are creating an unhelpful storyline. When it comes to fixing the issues that plague us, it is the feeling that matters as much as, or maybe even more than, the truth. So in other words, even coming into the awareness that you are probably not remembering things exactly the way they happened. You are remembering things in the way that you experienced it based on your worldview. Even coming into that awareness, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Whatever feeling that event brought up for you, that's the thing that you really have to address, the feeling tone of whatever happened. And you can shift the feeling tone. You can change the feeling tone, which changes the memory. And then you can tell yourself a better lie about what happened to you. Like, let go of the negative story about that thing that you've been telling that negative story for all these years. Tell a positive story about that negative thing and watch how it transforms in your mind. I've tried this before and it works, so check it out. Okay, so that's my morning Zen. And also one more from TikTok really quickly. TikTok, this is one that we talked about before. This guy named David Meltzer. He says, don't put a time limit on abundance. I'm saying it again because I saw a different clip of him saying the same thing, and repetition is good for breaking our cycle. So he said, don't say something like, I'm going to make $1 million in a month. Say, I'm going to make as much money as I can as fast as I can, or I'm going to make $1 million as fast as I can. Be clear about the amount, but not about the time limit, because yours is the what and the why, and the universe's is the how and the when. All right, moving on. So let's get into some abundance. Let's do our affirmation. If I can get to it, because this is a little bit weird today. All right, here we go. It's happening. Here's the affirmation that we want to take with us and hold on to. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. So one more reminder, if you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you really want to be wealthy, you must invest. It's not optional. And all right, so circling back to the millionaire part of that quote, we have discovered that millionaires have at least 7 different streams of revenue. The average millionaire has at least 7 different streams of revenue. And that's so they don't have to rely on any one particular revenue stream. And even some of the millionaires that I've been listening to and reading who started off with a job use the bulk of their money from their job to invest with the idea that they didn't want to work for anyone in the future. Oh, actually, now I think about it, Richard Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's a book that I've mentioned before, had that goal. His goal when he started working was use his money to invest as quickly as possible so that he never had to worry about a paycheck again. He was able to do that. Okay, so we've been talking about our newest revenue stream for all of us, hopefully all of us, a how-to guide. And I know that these folks are doing it. I know that I'm doing it, Reverend Mel's doing it, Linda's doing it, Margaretta's doing it, and Gladys is doing it. Gladys sent me a note that I wanted to comment on because she said that she said it was difficult for her, and then she just realized these things that she's already done. And that's what we're reaching for. We're reaching for the aha moment. We're reaching for, oh, like we're reaching for grace and ease. Like some of you have commented in a way that makes it sound like you're like really struggling, like working at this. We're not looking for that. We're looking for grace and ease. Like, oh, I've done so much, because we all have. We have never been in the habit of quantifying it and monetizing it. But we've all done so much just by living a life. We've all done so much. So perhaps to reduce the pressure, for those of you who are still trying to come up with things, just make a list of what you've done. Change the question. What have I done? What are the things that I've done in my life professionally? And maybe not even professionally, some of the hobbies that I've done. So just change the question a little bit and build from there. Because again, we're just looking for grace and ease. We're looking for that moment where we're like, oh, wow, I've done a lot of interesting things. And it's all practice. Like you don't have to hit the ball out the park the first time. The practice is choosing something and creating a how-to guide. And one of many how-to guides so that it can be one of many revenue streams. So that's my alarm going on. So you don't have to get it exactly right. Like let go of that pressure. Just choose something. And if you're still struggling to make a list, try changing the question and ask yourself what you have done. All right, so those of us who have chosen something, the goal now is to aggregate content. Aggregate content that has already been created, not to write anything, to aggregate content that you've already written about that subject. So find it in your emails, on your hard drive, in your Microsoft Word documents. Just go and look around with grace and ease for information that you've already created about this topic and gather it together in a single document. I was about to say Word document, but not everybody uses Word. So gather it together in a single document, right? That's it. Easy. So over the weekend, I want everybody to be compiling information about their chosen topic. That's it. Just compile the information, gather. So you've already decided what your first how-to guide is going to be. With grace and ease, it's just something that you know a lot about, right? It's just something, I kind of know a lot about that. Grace and ease. And then you've gathered the information that you've already written about this, things that you've already said. You might have some videos about this topic, because it's easy to transcribe videos. You don't even need a person. Like, you can put the video on your phone and it'll transcribe it. There's an app for that. Basically, there's an app for that. So the point is, aggregate the information that is already created in your sphere, in your world view, and compile that over the weekend. And then we'll talk about next steps. Gladys was talking about, where to go with this next. So we're going to talk about that next week. But I really want everybody to do this exercise, because it's really not so much about the how-to guide. It's really about the process of thinking in a different way to create multiple revenue streams. Like, if you rest on your laurels and just accept the current revenue stream that you have, then you're not changing your mindset. You're not changing the way you move in the world. You're not opening yourself up to wealth and abundance in the way that these folks have described it. And I guarantee you, even though this hasn't happened yet, I guarantee you, in the process of creating this how-to guide, you're going to discover something else. Like, it's going to open your mind in a different way about something else. I don't even know what. But I have learned over and over again during this process that the more you take a step, the more you learn once you take the step. Unlike when I have sat still thinking about what I'm going to do. Like, what I think will happen when I move as I'm sitting still is not what happens when I actually move. Huge difference between actually moving and thinking about moving. So again, the theme for this season is doing. So I invite everybody to do. Just go through the process of creating a how-to guide, and let's see where it leads. Let's see where it leads. Okay. So I think that's all I wanted to cover. I wanted to mention something as an aside. This morning I was listening to these stockbrokers about, thanks, Simone. Simone is saying that she's glad to hear about my goal for Mr. Charles. Yes, I forgot to mention that today. I was so busy talking about the play. But yes, once again, we have reached 100% of the charity run for Mr. Charles. And so I got to figure out how to get the money over to him and still surprise him. I've got a lot of different ideas. If you have ideas, please reach out. Please reach out. Like, I feel like after all this buildup, there has to be some pomp and circumstance. There's got to be a little bit of pomp and circumstance. So let me know if you have some ideas. Anyway, I was listening to this podcast this morning. These two Forex traders. Forex is trading currency. And they were talking about the mindset and how they need to listen to subliminal tapes to counteract their biased thoughts about money that were acquired in childhood. And I was like, that's a really interesting idea. Meaning that if their parents said money doesn't grow on trees their whole life, then that really got embedded in their system early in life. And so to counteract that, they've got to listen to subliminal messages as often as possible, usually overnight. So that's something interesting for all of us to think about, that we've got to counteract what we've already learned that's false about money. So food for thought. All right, so I'm about to run over after I was good on time. So let me close this out. It's time for prayer time right now, 10:15, and check out Rev Melissa at 10:30. Or sit with Rev Melissa. I'll be producing that show, and I might pop in to say a word or two. Until then, keep doing, and remember that now is better than perfect. Later.